Today we're going to be talking about leadership. So, we all know that this is a prevalent topic. There are over 50,000 books on Amazon listed as being about leadership. However, the number one thing that people report leaving their jobs for is poor leadership. So, with all this information going around about leadership, we would think that we would be pretty good at it, but we still miss the mark. And I think that that's because we don't quite understand what it is. We don't understand what it means for us as individuals when we are in a leadership position. We don't understand what that actually needs to look and feel like for our companies and our teams in a meaningful way that actually creates leadership opportunities for those around us. So today we're going to break down what that actually looks like, what we think leadership is, and then what that actually looks like tactically as a leader to do something that's actually meaningful, to take on leadership in a way that actually elicits change and positive response and growth in your business and growth with your team. So, in my perspective, leadership is about creating an environment where people know that they're trusted and they have full autonomy to do great work. And I think this is a really important caveat, is because we don't often create the environment. We think that leadership is about passing down information or about setting an example. And certainly the example component might be part of it. But our true task as leaders is to create an amazing environment where people in our organizations can do amazing work. And then it's our responsibility to get the hell out of the way and let those people do work. Um, and we have to believe, I think, at our core, and one of the broken components of leadership, I think, is that we have to truly believe that people want to do great work and they want to be led well. And when we keep that fundamental and foundational belief in mind and at the forefront of how we lead people, that changes the dynamic completely, right? Because then we know that the people around us are truly there to support our mission and our vision. And we're truly on the same page and we're moving in the same direction. And our job as leaders is to be in service of those people doing amazing work. So again, we create an environment where those people can thrive, and then we create relationships that give those individuals autonomy so they can step up and step into their full potential. And then we get out of the way and let them do the work that they want to do. And when we do that, that is leadership in its truest form, because that's our responsibility to create that environment, to create those relationships, and to provide a space where the people around us thrive. So, what true leadership is in the service of others, right? We are in the service of those around us so that they can do their best work, and so that we can focus on our vision and we can be very clear about where we're going, and then putting other people in positions to help us go there. So Christine's going to break down exactly what that looks like from a leadership perspective tactically, so that you can understand exactly what you need to focus on, both for yourself and for your team, so you can create leadership in a meaningful way that actually helps you move the needle. And you don't have to go and read those 50,000 books on Amazon. You can get straight to the point and actually start to make a difference in your business. So, Christine, walk us through what leadership actually is and what that looks like.
So I think the question first becomes, okay, great. If the definition or how we look at leadership in a healthy way is in the services of others, we're showing up to be in the service of others or for others, then how the hell do we do that? How do we actually break that down? And I believe from my own experience in working with thousands of leaders that it starts with you. So many times we look at that, and I believe that the in the service of others is our so that. And what I mean by that is we can show up in the service of others, but if we're living in a place of scarcity, we're in a place of fight or flight, it's really fucking hard to show up in the service of others. It's really hard to think about other people's needs if we're not, fulfilled in our own. If we don't have our own needs met, it's going to be really hard for you to show up in the service of others. So, number one thing, the most important thing when we're looking at leadership is that you have your needs met. And I'm not saying that, like, if you're having a bad day, if you're in a state of, divorce. I built a business while going through divorce, while being a single mom, all the things. And so my needs weren't met. The reality is, on a lot of days and a lot of times during that process of building one of the most successful businesses that I've built, my needs weren't met. But I was able to show up in a way day by day, one step at a time, and actually fulfill the things that were the immediate needs that I had so that I could build and grow and be a healthy human. And I think that's what comes first. And so the number one thing that you need to remember if you want to be an impactful leader is making sure that your needs are first met, and you're driving from a place and you're showing up from a place of making sure your cup is full first. We cannot give what we don't have. So you have to make sure that if you're going to be in leadership, and you don't have a choice. We're all leaders. We're all showing up, and we're all in a community. So therefore you are a leader. So if I don't care if you're the CEO or you're the cleaner at the bottom, you are a leader. And if you show up and you have your needs met and you're advocating for yourself and you're taking care of yourself, you're going to be able to show up and really interact with that so that you can show up and meet other people's needs in the service of others. And so that's going to be my number one tip. That's going to be my number one thing that I want you to start by focusing on. Are you in a place where you're taking care of yourself and you're a healthy human? Therefore, you can show up and be a healthy leader. And so, if you want to learn how to do that, you want to understand how to be an impactful leader, I'm going to encourage you to download our toolkit. You can go to our website, the links below. I want you to go download the Impactful Leadership Toolkit, and we have broken it down step by step what to focus on so that you can be a healthy human and you can show up in service of others. And it actually breaks down also how to actually show up in service of others, because so many times it's just not in alignment. We're not here to actually help everybody or do everything for everyone. That's not leadership. That's not showing up in service of others. You have to understand what matters most to you within your life, core values. You also have to understand what matters to them. And so many times in leadership, we have misaligned core values around us. The people around us have misaligned core values. So therefore, it's really hard to show up in service of others while being in congruency within yourself and what matters most to you. So those people around you that you're leading, they have to be in alignment with you, or you're just going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted. So the toolkit helps you break those things down. It helps you really show up for yourself so that you can show up for others. And it helps you get into alignment with who you should be leading, who you're called to lead, and really get the most out of your leadership and out of your life so that you can enjoy the things and the people you're around.